ready to dive deep into the world of Bob Marley.
Absolutely, let's do it.
You brought a whole stack of articles about him, which tells me we're going way beyond just one love and good vibes, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. There's so much more to him than just the surface level.
So much to uncover. Like, where do we even begin? His music is iconic, but I'm guessing there's a lot about his life that most people don't know about.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you really can't separate the music from the man himself, you know? His personal journey, his beliefs, his struggles, it's all woven into every note, every lyric.
All right, so let's start unpacking that. Where do we even begin with a legend like Bob Marley?
Well, to really understand his music, you have to understand the world that shaped him.
Okay, so Jamaica. What was his life like growing up there?
He was born in rural Jamaica, and it wasn't an easy life. Poverty, the sting of prejudice because of his mixed-race heritage, those experiences really became the foundation of his worldview.
Wow, I bet. That's heavy stuff, especially for a kid.
It was, and that's where Rastafarianism becomes central to his story.
Oh yeah, Rastafarianism is more than just the music, right? It's his whole philosophy.
Exactly. It's not just about the dreadlocks and the reggae music. This is a serious religious movement with a deep history and complex beliefs. Emphasis on African identity, resisting oppression, connecting with the divine. It's woven into everything Marley did.
Okay, so how do those themes actually play out in his music? Give me some specific examples.
Well, you've got songs like Get Up, Stand Up, which is a straight-up call to action, pushing back against injustice. It's powerful stuff.
Yeah. And then there's songs like Redemption Song, which always hits me right in the feels,
Yeah.
It feels so personal and vulnerable.
Right, and that's the beauty of his music. He can be both deeply personal and speak to universal experiences at the same time. Redemption Song is about his own journey, but it also speaks to that human need for liberation, for breaking free from anything that holds you back.
It's mind-blowing when you think about it. This guy from a small village in Jamaica using music to talk about issues that resonated with people globally.
It's remarkable, and he wasn't just talking about it, he was living it. The One Love Peace concert in '78 is a perfect example.
Oh, wow, yeah. The one where he brought those rival political leaders together on stage.
Yep, that's the one. Michael Manley and Edward Seaga. Jamaica was on the verge of civil war, and here comes Bob Marley bringing these guys together, literally holding their hands in the air.
Talk about putting your money where your mouth is. That takes serious guts.
It really does. He was all about walking the walk. Oh, he wasn't afraid of anything. This was a guy who even forgave the people who tried to assassinate him.
Wait, seriously? I don't remember reading about that.
Oh, yeah, it's a crazy story.
Hi.
In '76, there was this attempt on his life. People broke into his house and shot him.
Oh my gosh, that's terrifying.
It was a really intense time in Jamaica, politically speaking. Anyway, the gunmen were allegedly connected to one of the political factions, although it's never been definitively proven.
Wow. So what happened? Did they catch the guys who did it?
They did, but here's the thing. Marley refused to testify against them. He even forgave them publicly.
No way. That's like hard to wrap my head around. Why would he do that?
It goes back to those Rastafarian beliefs, that emphasis on love and forgiveness as a force for good, even in the face of violence.
It's almost superhuman, To
Absolutely.
experience that level of violence and still choose forgiveness.
It speaks to the core of his message, that love is the answer, even when it's hard, even when it hurts.
It's inspiring, for sure. But it also makes you realize how complex he was. This wasn't just about singing catchy songs. It was about living those beliefs, even when it was dangerous.
Absolutely. And it wasn't just the big political statements. Remember when we were talking about Zion earlier?
Yeah, the spiritual homeland.
Right, that striving for a better world. Well, he put that into practice in his personal life, too.
Yeah.
He was all about simple living, connecting with nature, advocating for environmentalism.
Huh. I never really thought about that side of him. It's like he was a walking contradiction, a global superstar who embraced simplicity.
Exactly. He was full of these interesting contradictions, but that's what made him so human, so relatable. He never claimed to be perfect, just real.
And that realness comes through in his music. There's this rawness, this vulnerability that you don't always hear from artists, especially ones who reach that level of fame.
Absolutely. He wasn't afraid to sing about his struggles, his doubts, his fears. And that's what makes his music so enduring. It connects with us on a human level, no matter who we are or where we come from.
Totally. So we've talked a lot about his message, his beliefs. But what about the music itself? How did reggae become the vehicle for those messages?
Ah, that's the magic of it all, isn't it? Reggae, with its infectious rhythm and blend of musical influences, was the perfect vehicle for what he was trying to say.
It's impossible not to move to, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But there's also this depth to it, a sense of history and struggle.
Exactly. Reggae has its roots in Jamaican folk music, in African rhythms, in American R&B. It's a melting pot of influences, just like Jamaica itself.
And Marley took that sound and made it his own.
He did. He infused it with his Rastafarian beliefs, his social and political messages, his own unique style.
It's like the music itself becomes a form of resistance, a celebration of identity.
Exactly. And it resonated with people all over the world. It wasn't just music, it was a movement.
And it's still going strong today. You can't deny the lasting impact he's had on music and on culture as a whole. It makes you wonder, what's the key to his enduring legacy? What is it about Bob Marley that continues to captivate and inspire us all these years later?
It's hard to put your finger on it, isn't it? There's something about his music that just gets under your skin.
It's more than just the music, though, right? I mean, obviously the music is incredible, but there's this whole other layer of depth with the message behind it.
Exactly. It's that potent mix of soulful music and a message that speaks to something deep within us. That desire for a better world, for connection, for finding our own Zion, whatever that may be for each of us.
I love that. Finding your own Zion, it really makes you think, doesn't it?
It does. It's about more than just listening to the music. It's about letting it inspire you, challenge you to think differently.
It's a call to action, in a way, to stand up for what you believe in, to fight for justice, to embrace love over hate.
Yes. And to remember that we're all connected, that we have a responsibility to one another. Like, if music could make political rivals literally hold hands back then, what could it inspire in us now?
It's a powerful message, and it's one that feels more relevant now than ever. So I guess the next time we put on a Bob Marley record, we should remember, it's more than just a melody. It's a call to action, a reminder that we can all be instruments of change, just like the legend himself, Bob Marley.
Well said. Couldn't agree more.